Hello, beautiful souls. It's Pauline Marie with Cosmic Currents. How are you all doing? Thank you so much for clicking play and for being here. I really, really do appreciate it. And today I'm recording kind of the frequency here that's going to be arising. It is arising now, but with these intense solar flares, I'd say between now and the next 10 to 14 days, as we enter the Pisces New Moon and the Spring Equinox with the Sun entering Aries. So before we get into that, I just thought I would share, I am tuning in today in the collective, and I do feel in my own energy all these multi-dimensional aspects of our realities, whether that be our home life, our work life, so to speak, or our life in public or community, or whether you're at school, all of those things and places and circles that we inhabit and influence that can pull us off of our center. I'm just really feeling this remembering and this importance of remembering our inner home right now, right? It's always where our soul feels most home, where we can nurture that inner peace and vitality. And in turn, when we rest back in ourselves and in that inner home space, we'll be able to harmonize all that external world chaos that we may be feeling, and may even ignite more with these solar flares. So if we can embrace this duality in our awareness and just be a witness to it, we can make this feel whole and complete. So I just wanted to kind of share where I'm feeling we're at. But as we reach this new Pisces New Moon, as it meets the Spring Equinox, we're arriving at another choice point here. And the waters of Pisces is here to dissolve what has been, while the sun entering Aries at 0 degrees is igniting this another new spark, a new cosmic cycle, a moment in creation itself, like another rebirth moment. It's another choice point. So let's get into the download that I received for this frequency and energy that we're entering. Success in mastering the earth plane is measured by our ability to magnetize abundance without becoming a slave to greed. We all, at some level, desire to embody our unique potential, bringing it from a realm of possibility into shared reality. This requires clear vision, aligned values, and the vitality to follow through with the intentional action. True abundance is not simply what we acquire, but how we circulate energy with integrity, purpose, and awareness. When our creations or co-creations are guided by the heart rather than driven by lack, we become conscious participants in shaping reality. It's where what we envision within becomes what we responsibly express and build in the world. So I invite you into that frequency. You may need to listen to that a few times, that download. It's pretty powerful. So we're going to take a look at this cosmic gateway or portal or junction point here with the Pisces New Moon from the Sabian symbol that is for this moon. And that Sabian symbol reveals, and it's a fertile garden beneath the full moon filled with mature vegetables ready for harvest. So if this doesn't talk about, right, our abundance, that's what it's really pointing to. But it's reminding us that the sacred doesn't live outside of everyday life. It lives within. So this fertile garden lives within. Our abundance, all of the abundance, lives within. So being worldly and ordinary are quite a blessing and a spiritual practice for an advanced seeker. But ultimately, plentiful resources and knowledge of all of these, quote, worldly processes do enable us to serve appropriately, service to others. We do that willingly, and then it's also effective. Our ability to create wealth then becomes an aspect of our sacred service as a spiritual principle. I can best give an example of this as a Zen teaching, the one I'm sure many of you have heard that says, before enlightenment, you chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, you chop wood, carry water. So here it's telling us that the sacred is expressed through the ordinary rhythms of life, through the tending the garden, caring for one another, honoring the responsibilities of our earth, of Gaia, of the physical world. So in this way, abundance becomes an expression of sacred service rather than a personal possession that you have to hold on to. So now let's look at the Sabian symbol for Aries at 0 degrees, because this is this juncture point that's happening on the 19th and 20th of March. And this messages and reveals a woman rising from the sea, embraced by a seal. So what is this saying? So from the waters of infinite potential, something begins to take form. What once existed as pure possibility emerges through awareness. That's what this means, a woman rising from the sea, embraced by the seal. The symbol reflects the awakening of polarity, the meeting of feminine and masculine, receptivity and action, spirit and matter. So creation occurs through relationship. It's through the dance of opposites responding to one another. So from this sacred polarity, the power to create something from nothing is awakened, and spirit naturally expands wherever it's welcomed in to a receptive heart, into us. So this is this choice point, or this threshold, this cosmic gateway that we're entering now. And it also reminds us that our instinctual mind alone, right, it can't guide us through this transformation point, or through this gateway, or through this threshold, or because when we only move through intellect, our values then are just concepts. But when we engage the heart, our actions gain courage and purpose and sincerity. So the heart here becomes the compass that guides our expression into more harmony and joy. So what was once dormant before this choice point meeting here, and this frequency that's coming, it's an action point. It's going to vibrate. It's going to have an intensity. It'll vibrate with life. It'll have emotion and purpose, and we'll choose to interact with that, and it'll generate the movement that creates this new reality. And as life continually separates and reforms itself, because this is a continual thing, it reminds us that each moment holds that opportunity for a new beginning. Okay? Every moment actually does. It's just that this cycle is coming and asking us to focus our life force much more intentionally now. So, if we operate through a clear mind and a precise vision, we can become like a laser beam, shaping energy that in our reality into form, into matter. So what you see internally becomes what you create externally. And the seeing here isn't passive, it's kind of an act of creation. It's seen as an act of creation. So we want to have this focus. And if focus is lost, we can look to life, and life will offer refinement, right? So if we lost focus, it's okay. Life will refine us through experience, through emotion, to redirect us onto that life path. And those moments also cultivate humility and awareness. And they remind us that every circumstance contains hidden potential, just waiting to be recognized. So if you're feeling out of focus or lost in your focus, that's okay. That's actually beautiful. Look for those moments to offer refinement to your experience. So being that the sun is in Aries, this is a fire element. So there's a strong fire message here. And the fire is awakening us with that sacred spark of transformation, creation. But it's also a destruction energy, right? It's leading us towards change. I've talked many times about that. And how that is just a change, right? So when we come from pure passion and more of a sacredness to our power, the ego self will begin to receive this frequency update that it needs. And it will challenge us to represent ourselves as our most highest and most authentic self. And so that's what the fire is going to do here. And it's going to create that focus, okay? Remember, if you lose focus, it's okay. It's refinement through experience. So that's what will happen, is if we're not expressing or representing our highest, most authentic self, the higher self just wants to step in and refine through experience in order to get us and have us receive that frequency update that's here. So this is to transmute what no longer serves, okay? And it's a time of action and courage and forward movement, because the fire reminds us that light is the only force that transforms darkness. So we can take a deep breath in this and we can feel beneath it all. Feel it. Feel the divine moving through you and through this energy. So that's what the fire of Aries will invite us to do, is to honor that creative being that we already are, and that conscious participant that we are, and that we are unfolding of life itself. So we have a strong water element message here as well, right? Because with the Pisces New Moon, it carries that wisdom of the water right now. And it's representing our emotional intelligence, our feminine energy, our intuitive knowing. So the water teaches us how to express our evolving consciousness. That's what all of this is. All of this new plasma coming is evolving consciousness. But it teaches us to do that through love and relationships and boundaries and creativity. So it's flowing movement that reflects this sacred exchange of energy in our lives. You can imagine or use a waterfall image here as a powerful symbol of like this healthy communication, this healthy emotional flow from the waters, from this waterfall, a stream of divine frequencies coming down and carrying the essence of universal love. Just even imagine this when you're taking your shower in the morning or night, that is this waterfall of divine frequency pouring over your vessel. So amid this rapid pace of our life on earth and this increase of activity and energy and frequency, we can easily become overwhelmed by it and by our responsibilities or by expectations or agendas of the mind. So, we knowingly search sometimes for endless meaning and fulfillment without realizing that the source we seek of all of that is already flowing within you, okay, and alongside you always. So again, that waterfall represents an ocean of possibilities, the infinite wellspring within the soul, waiting to guide your path. And it is an invitation to surrender into the waters. Let the water be your teacher. Let it be your guide. Let it guide you back into the natural flow of your life, of your blueprint. And then we can't deny here the seal, as the seal rose from the water to greet this woman, right? And what that animal message is. It's a powerful spiritual medicine, because the seal represents playfulness, not just occasionally, all the time. They're one of the most playful animals even when they work, when they rest, all of that. They're in play. So you can't really see a seal without smiling. Even speaking of it, I'm smiling. I'm remembering this big seal down in San Diego at the Sea Lion beach in La Jolla, and they come up on the shore and they clap, and they're just hilarious. They're just laying on the rocks in the sun, and they're just always playful. And so it's speaking to us about how we can live that way as well. Also, seals live equally well on land or in water. So what that's saying too is we can be grounded, and we can also flow into the depths of water, meaning the depths of our emotions. And seals also bear their children on land. So it's kind of reminds me of those old tales where the seal can become human, in a sense. They say they remove their skin and they become human. It's like the shedding of the layers of protection. It's like us shedding our layers of protection, becoming vulnerable to the elements. All of that is done to expand and deepen the experience of life. So the seal energy is showing us that. And it represents a deep, deep intuition, emotional balance, and a very playful wisdom. And then that living between land and sea is that bridge, if you will, that bridge between the conscious mind and the deeper currents of the subconscious, which are all being activated through this equinox, the spring equinox portal. It's all being activated so that we can clear out the deeper subconscious. So if we look to the seal as a spirit guide, it teaches us adaptability in this time and trust, and it encourages us to move fluidly through life while remaining connected to this inner wisdom. And as a medicine that I mentioned, it's like a medicine. It reminds us that joy, curiosity, and emotional openness are not weaknesses, but they are sources of strength. It also brings attention to the nurturing of relationships and the development of our authentic inner voice. So through the seal's guidance, we can remember how to move through both these emotional waters of Pisces now and this courageous fire of Aries. So as we stand on this cosmic gateway, this Pisces new moon meeting the Aries spring equinox, we are reminded that every ending carries the seed of a new beginning. The waters of Pisces dissolve the past, the fire of Aries ignites the spark, and what's ready to be reborn through us will be reborn. So from the infinite ocean of potential, we know that creation can begin again and again. And this moment is just inviting us to remember that we're not separate from the forces shaping the universe. We are participating in them. And through the wisdom of the water, we learn to surrender, to flow. And through the fire of Aries, we learn courage and action. So honor the sacred within the ordinary. Focus your vision. Follow the wisdom of the heart and allow that spark of creation to move through you. Because what is awakening now is not only a new cycle in the cosmos, it is a new expression of you. So if this message resonated with you, please share in the comments what you're ready to release from the waters of Pisces and what you're ready to ignite through the fire of Aries. And if you feel called, like, subscribe, and ride the cosmic currents with me each week as we navigate the energies shaping our collective awakening. So until next time, stay aligned, stay open, keep flowing with the currents of the cosmos, and much love.